Storytelling run. I'm pretty excited. So this is Rime of the Frostmaiden DM tips. I guess 4.0. Wasn't totally planning on doing more, but I'm going to. I'm having fun with it and getting a lot of great responses. And this is going to focus on the 10 towns and the beginning of it. And actually, it's going to focus on 4 towns that I'm the beginning of what I'm going to be doing. And as you can see here, I'm showing off everywhere here. I put my thing in the middle. This is the overlay screen for, yes, I'm starting up a second group now online. I'm pretty excited about it. Pretty excited, whatever the ultimate excitement is. And it's going to be, as you can see here, Brothers of the Light. We're still kind of working it all out, and this is the screen I'm going to use. But I'll get into this stuff more later. I just want to do that real quick as like a kind of a commercial at the beginning of this. And then here's the characters I sketched out. Oh, let me move my face out of the way. Here's the characters. I'm just preliminary sketch of and I'm going to use these as like the tokens in Roll20. So I'm going to color them and polish them up. I am more of a kind of rough guy than a polishy pro illustrator. My background was fine art. Anyway, I want to talk about. Let's get to where. Oh my gosh, I am so not prepared for this. Okay, here, yeah. Let's talk about. I'm going to get down into what I'm doing for Rime of the Frostmaiden. Boy, Rime of the Frostmaiden, Icewind, Rime of the Frostmaiden, and the beginning. How I'm going to start off this group. I'm starting them off like in a monastery, like a cloistered, secluded monastery, and these guys better not be watching. I'm going to place them up in this area of Bremen, somewhere there, because I like Bremen as a starting point for me personally. And some of you, you're gonna tell I am a railroading kind of DM, but think about it. I'm really like the kind of railroading where, hey guys, they can get off the train if they want, but they want to get back on that train. They want to get back on. That's not railroading when they want to get on that train, and it's really more of a roller coaster anyway. Railroading. The worst part of railroading is when people are like, I feel like we're being, he brought in this character. It's kind of doesn't have any connection, yet we have to go there. What I'm trying to say is you got to give them this, oh my gosh, we got to save. We got to, we got to help. We got to go do. And that's not railroading. That's story. You want them to get on a storyline. And so, and look, if you're DM, like, and you're new and it's maybe a little tough, play and have fun, do whatever. But get a feel for what excites them and what excites you too. More importantly, what excites you. What excites you is going to get them excited. Okay. So what I'm doing here is, as you can see, what I do, by the way, to get my digital maps right now is on Roll20. We're playing on Roll20, and I'm just going to show you how I do it because I don't know if Schley is going to be happy about me doing this, but I bought this $50 on Roll20. So what I'm doing is I'm grabbing screen grabs. I'm zooming in to this area. I zoom into this area, turn off the titles, and then screen grab that area. So that's what I'm doing. And because in Roll20, if you get, it's $50, man, for so they give you really great maps, and my screen is a 4K, so I get I get a pretty decent screen grab. And then I save those out and then use them here. And that's exactly what I did with this map. And then I'm just kind of pasting in I screen grab the towns as well. And I'm just shrinking them down, and I put them in here, to fit them in. I just visually, I want it to be like this so that they can see visually the towns and sort of their sizes and what they're made up of. And of course, I'll zoom into the towns when they get there. So, I'm really, because I decided I'm going to do this area first. I'm really intrigued about them going around to what's going on in this area. And I read up on the 10 towns, figuring out what I want to do. And look, the great thing about, I'm starting to appreciate these products in the sense that they maybe they give you stuff that doesn't make sense or it doesn't have a lot of specific ways you got to go about it. So they sandbox it. But then that's really good for us because we can then do what we want with it and put in, and you'll see, I'm just showing you examples of how you could do it. or how I'm going to do it, and you can see me play it out, by the way, because starting next week or starting in early October, whatever time when you see it, October 2020, I'm going to be starting posting. I'm not doing live streaming yet. I'm not really comfortable with that, but I'm going to start posting our videos. It's not that I'm uncomfortable. Too much stuff to think about. Okay, so yeah, I don't need to open that. So here's my I'm using InDesign to create my docs, and this is the picture, the iPhone picture I took from the actual book. And this is only half a page, like the upper half of the DM map. I just did my iPhone and took a picture of it. Let me move my camera. I'm not sure where I want my screen now. Oops, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Okay. I think I'm going to put it in the corner. Out of the way. Okay. It's in the bottom. Okay, so that's that. Now what I like to do... I'm going to move it over here. I don't know why, but anyway. So what I like to do is do like a progression. Just break down... I like to break down, so I can get an overall understanding of it. And then on this side, I'm doing the plots, the ongoing things I got to remember, and moods, and I have not fully fleshed out yet, but it's survival, ongoing plots that I want to overarching. I haven't put everything down yet, and then I even have the backgrounds and overarching plots for each character that I want to do. Like what I want them to learn and what they're going to experience. Okay, so then this is my treasures. I like to do my own treasures. I just love it, and just love tinkering with this. So as you can see, I'm doing, and I even, like, whenever they say they have a treasure, I generally take theirs out and then replace them with mine. I don't know, or I'll leave theirs. It's kind of, it depends on whatever. And then, but I have like a little search method here I do, and I've decided for this one, separate from my Storm King's Thunder, I decided to do, because it's more grim, a trade roll or magic roll. So the trade roll is like survival gear, survival food. I'm going to try to focus on, getting meals, and I'm going to focus on like 8-hour periods and what they do. We'll see how it goes. If it gets to be too tedious, I will stop doing it. But I'm going to try it and see if it's fun or not. And then of course I have a different role for magic. If I decide that wherever they are, they do get some magic, and I'm even focusing on the dark crystals as being a magic item that they can get, because it's malleable, it's workable, and they can infuse it, like attune it with their magic items and make their magic items more powerful. And I'll come back to this. And then here's the magic items. And I'm doing my own little short-term madness things where I kind of focus, on what the the Dungeon Master's Guide has, and then putting my own tweaks on it. And I just want to, I always want to make sure that these things work the way I, as a DM, am comfortable with them working. Because there's a lot of different aspects of the rules and results that, for me, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want the players to deal with it. To me, it feels like it's going to take the fun out of it. Like a lot of the magic items to me are like that. Just me, my own personal taste. And so I change them. And that's exactly what you should do. If something in there is kind of weird or too wordy or too much, simplify it. That's what I'm doing here. As you can see here, they're all very simple stuff, the way I kind of break down the rules for myself. I'll get to this in a minute. Sci-fi. Okay, so also I'm going to really try to focus on the kits, like repairing stuff, but also recipes. So this is kind of like, minor potions that they can get, and what they need as ingredients to get them. And I think the cleric's going to start off with the first 2 recipes, and he's got to find these things, and if he can, it takes an 8-hour period, with how much wood he needs. Hey, where's the wood on this one? See? Gotta keep working. Okay. Same as the above one. So 1 hour cook, 1 wood. Just a simple soup thing. And so these are things that I'm gonna, they're gonna, another kind of magic item thing. Sci-fi element. So you guys, this is one of the characters has a sci-fi background. He doesn't know it. It's cool. He's like the most experienced one there, and he's gonna be a gnome, and he's having a difficult time accepting this because he's the most experienced player and he's a DM. But I told him, trust me. So I'm very, I don't know why I jumped on this, but I'm very controlling in this one for their backgrounds and their characters. and they're all so far cool with it. But we'll see how it goes. But that as he progresses and starts to learn, because remember in the Id Ascendant, if you guys have read it, the Mind Flayer gnomes have that ship that's has sci-fi in it. So I'm like, man, I really want to play this up. So I'm gonna have him like, there's gonna be a engineer's kit in there. He's gonna get recharge units he can make, armor upgrades. He's actually wearing strange. So the way I describe it now, he has amnesia. And he woke up in the monastery, nearly frozen to death, or whatever. But he has strange threads with strange pieces that are not metal or leather, attached to it. And he has a metal box, the one that finds the psi crystal, and then he has a metal club, and he doesn't know. And he has archery background +2, but he only can use crossbows. So I'm pretty excited about this. I'm very, very curious to see him sort of discover this. I think he might have an inkling what it is, but we'll see. So that's kind of I'm working on those kind of, basic stuff. Now, so then break down to 10 towns. What I'm doing, I found this map online, Google, and it's kind of cool illustration, and it gives me, as I'm reading through the 10 towns and looking at the map, I'm breaking down kind of important elements to me, and I'm moving the adventures around to where I think they should fit better for what I want to do, and taking some out that I don't think is necessary or don't care for, and then changing and adding some things. So that's what you got to do as a DM. I mean, you don't have to do that. You can do whatever you want or play, whatever. But this is what I do. I like the Bremen one. Termalaine was really interesting. It has a Luskan arms, which is so it has the whole, the Arcane Brotherhood sort of ongoing story in there. I'm gonna move those wizards to Targos, because that's where they would go. Because Targos has the Zentarum and Luskan arms, which is connected to the Luskan city, which the Arcane Brotherhood is from. Targos to me is the criminal city. It's the the thugs and the ruffians, and just based on the description of it. So to me that fit perfectly. You can't see the other towns. Let me move my camera. Just want to be up here to cover up Kelv's Kern, whatever. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do for Targos. Termalaine, that's where the mine is in the psi crystal, so that's gonna be cool. So as that one character gets closer and closer, these little black boxes get like, and he gets closer to Termalaine. You know what I mean? That's gonna be exciting, and I hope that this happens early on, so that that whole story part, so that he can get the sci-fi stuff pretty quick. Because the Id Ascendant, the gnome ship, I probably will make it maybe a little closer. I mean, I could even make it on Kelvin's Cairn, or up in the mountain, or somewhere closer. But I'll probably make it kind of where it is, because then maybe he can learn about some of the other stuff, but then not go there yet. But we'll see. But it's a low level. It feels like to me a low level adventure. I mean, if I take out some of the tougher stuff, the wandering creatures around it. Anyway, so Termalaine is like that. Lonelywood, I really like the description of Lonelywood, that it has like ex-spies, ex-assassins. To me, so Targos, I'm going to make Targos full of ruffians, and they're going to be like bullying the other small towns, for food, the darkness, and the problems. And Lonelywood is going to be like this tough town that fight, they totally take out the thugs that come and try to harass them. But Lonelywood can't handle going down and taking out Targos, and because they want to like deliver wood and stuff, and as their commerce, their whatever money, but they're having a hard time trading down past Targos, or because Targos is watching the roads, and all the retired guys aren't going to go down there anyway. So and no one's coming up, kind of thing. So there's that kind of tension. And that one's going to have the white moose with the elven ruin. I like that ruin thing. I'm going to keep that in there. That's going to be a cool, creepy thing up there for that. So I'm Targos, though, and let me come down now just to explain, because I'm only going to explain this area anyway. I have moved things around in the adventures. Like I'm going to have the cauldron with the witch be up here and not down here. I'm going to have her be up here. The reason being, I want the Duergar outpost thing to be down here, because the Duergar and the Sunblight story is down here. So I'm going to have the witch thing be up here, the cauldron. So I'm switching that around. the mammoth, the frost giant thing. I'm probably gonna either take it out or tone it down a bit, depending on their level. That's here. East Haven. What am I doing in East Haven? The Duergar are haunting East Haven for sure. I'm gonna make that kind of creepy because that's where the Duergar are definitely. Since it's a big town, they're definitely stealing a lot from that town to pay off the miners that are doing the crystals. So there's that. I'm going to go now. I just want to show you real quick. I'm going through this pretty fast, but whatever. Okay, Bremen. So I found this off the internet, this map. They obviously can use this or the other one or whatever. Bremen, but so the speaker, Shalskar, is the dwarf guy, and I'm definitely, he's going to definitely say stuff about Targos and that. And also I found that in Targos is a town called, or Grendel's Fine Dwarven Craft. So if they get on the Shalskar's good side and they plan on going to Targos, he's going to tell them about Grendel's Dwarven Fine Craft, which is closed down. But if they get the secret password, then they go there and get a couple +1 magic items. So I think that's going to be kind of cool little, offering thing there. The Targos is got lake pirates, and the lake pirates are terrorizing and bullying the other towns because there's only so many knucklehead trout are diminishing because of the winter, and there's all this frozen ice, so the water's diminishing where you can fish. So the Targos is going to be a big bullies in this area, and with thugs, and I'm really looking forward to them fighting thugs. Mean guys are, and it's going to be a lot of tension and people are suffering. So that's the motivation they're going to have to help out. Now, the buried treasure where Korra tells about the son who goes off to the castle with the cult, I'll bring that up, but I'm going to definitely discourage them, from going that far off from the storyline. Or I could do it maybe after. I could even move, if I feel like that's too much, I might even move her just to another place, And so now that I'm thinking about it, I don't want to confuse them too much with that storyline. So I might move that to her dilemma to another town, actually, that the one that's closer. Like maybe someone in East Haven will tell them about her son, and then he it's up there at one of these places. That would be interesting. I probably will do it that way, actually, now that I think about it. I'm going to write that down because I really do think I should do that. I don't think I should. You don't want to throw in, so move this to East Haven. I just don't want to throw in. They're new players. They're young. Two of them are very new, so I don't want to confuse them too much. Irwin's Twinkets. So I'm going to give them. They have it has a +1 water bolt, so that's no disadvantage. I'm going to do everything disadvantage in the water, like fighting, escaping, because it's water, it's cold. But this water bolt is going to be +1 with no disadvantage, and +1 net that he has to offer them. But he really wants food more than gold. So if they got any food. Or wood. So I'm going to say there's a shortage of wood in Bremen. Now, the monster in the lake, the Plesiosaurus, I'm going to kind of, it's a dinosaur, but I'm going to kind of describe it more like a pike or, like a coldfish more than a reptile. But something, whatever. It's not a big deal. That's not a big deal. Anyway, arm class 13. I want to see this is okay. So instead of being an awakened beast, I'm going to connect all these. I still don't have a term for it yet. Cold light. So you know how in there they have this cold light walker, right? Which shines bright, with that, this part of Oral's Frostmaiden thing. So the Frost Druids are obviously creating weaker versions of that, or the Winter Wolves, weaker versions of Winter Wolves, with cold breath and with the blinding light thing. So that's what I'm going to connect all these. So this Plesiosaurus, I feel like it should be almost like a knuckle trout or something, make it a common creature that then is weird. But I'm going to keep it some creepy thing like this. Anyway, so the blinding light comes out of its eyes, and then DC 12 con or be blinded for 1 turn or whatever. So that's going to be creepy. I'm going to really play that up now in this monster lake thing. So in my lake adventures, let me put this on one column just to see it a little bit better. Okay, so in my lake adventures, I'm going to show you this map that I made. So obviously we don't have a map of the lake, so if they play the monster in the lake and they're going looking for it, it's all I guess theater of mind. which I'm just not into, for that type of thing. I mean, I could be, but I'm just not into it personally. I'm into, So I made a map. This is the map. And I just made, I do have artistic background, profession, but I obviously I don't do it anymore. So I doodle. I just have fun doodling it. And, I'm just using layers and adding, adding the bevel and glow and texture on it and just scribbling out little icebergs. And then I did another layer where I drew off the little boats, right? I don't even know what the layers. No, these ones. Okay. Where? Oh, there's okay. Just slow. Yeah, I've got a lot of things loaded up. So these are the little boats wreckages. Like this is a wreckage on here. This is the hiding place of the plesiosaurus. That's like a little layer. It's an upturned boat, frozen on the thing. And then right here is a little dead body, which you can't see. It's frozen. So these are little areas for low levels to discover a couple little items, treasures. Maybe the wood. Get some wood. The little person's got a couple things on it. It's got this little like severed leg, frozen. It has a swimming gloves. That's right. The gloves are winter, but they notice they're kind of magical in a sense that they can help swim. So it gives them advantage to swimming in the water. Not fighting or anything, but just low level and a little advantage there. And I want to show you on roll 20. I put this in roll 20. This is kind of their new feature now, which is pretty cool. And I've just kind of looked at it and got it set up. I got the little plesiosaurus icon, if you can see it right there. It's barely, but I mean it's in the DM layer. But let me show you if it'll let me. All right, the boat. And let me do Control L. So this is how they're going to see the map. And I'm going to draw their little tokens and put them on here as well. But they're going to be like, okay, we go. Look at that, man. Is that cool or what? So they got to go look around, and try to find these locations. And now the settings for this, just so you know, is, if you can see, dynamic lighting is on. I think that's all I got. I do wish that we could maybe make the dynamic lighting like 90% black or something, but there's no setting for that, I don't think. But on the token itself, I have, you got to play with it, but I have visions on, and then I did emits light 20 feet and then low light 10 feet. So that's pretty good. What if I did like 15 feet? Just not 154. Yeah. It's a little more. I'd like it to, the gradation to be a little more, like a little more darker, I don't know. It looks pretty good, but maybe a little more smoothing coming out. But that's pretty fun. That's pretty fun. So they're gonna be moving around, looking around, coming out, looking for going fishing and looking for this thing. I'm gonna make it very creepy, very sad. This is the Bremen map. I mean, I think I'll still use this in the game. So that's okay. So what am I going to do there? Okay, so the dead frozen body, and it's got the gloves of swimming. In the crashed boat is going to be a back to the map. Is going to be a. It's kind of dark, but in this here is going to be a frozen knucklehead trout, so they'll at least get one. They could, if they remember to take the wood. Now, obviously, in the plesiosaurus layer, if they fight the plesiosaurus there, like they might fight it beforehand and then maybe try to chase it back to there, then they could get a couple of minor treasures there as well if they can search around, not fall in the water. Then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have pirates that may come into the area. Well, I don't like to do randomly. I kind of just theatrically kind of just plan everything out. I don't. I just like. I let them fit. Instead of like doing the the list of things they say on the in the book. Instead of me doing it randomly, I generally will do them in order of build up. I would just do it in order, build up, and just go for it. Don't even. I mean, I would just do an order and just keep them. Build up the tension. So whatever looks like minor, do that first. Build. do it. I just want, I don't particularly want random. I want to control that build up and let it come out and let them surprise me with how they react and what they do. So there's that. The one final thing I'm going to have here is the Targos Lake pirates are going to harass them. That's going to be fun. I'm going to do. Let me see what I put down. 4 ruffians on a raft are going to come by and give us all their stuff. And if they can beat them, they're going to get a heavy crossbow out of it, which would be cool, I think. And they're gonna kind of give them, and that too is going to build up the story of, by the speaker of Targos, Master Max and I, we hereby order you to stop. So that's going to give them another clue as to Targos is, what's up with Targos? These lake pirates work for the other town that are oppressing this small town. That's a way to build up the story. So Targos is a pirate town, the Zentarum town, and that's the way I'm going to play it. There's going to be the villain speaker. I'm just going to go fast or slow. 26 minutes. Okay. In the market square. In the market square, they can buy stuff, but there's also going to be an arena, a fighting thing, and I'm going to make this really depressing. They've got 4 like farmers or political prisoners of the speaker, because he takes out the good people, and then 4 of his Zentarum or guards or whatever. But I'm going to let it or 3, and then allow them to, like, maybe the barbarian will join in the fight. So in the first round, he beats the poor little farmer. In the second round, he fights one of the and it's going to be, they're going to use like wooden weapons so they don't kill each other, but they beat each other down with 0 hit points. And so it's, it's a gladiator type thing, but not to death. And then the third fight, he's going to fight the toughest guy. So that should be pretty fun. But at the end, they discover that the losers now are in a lottery, the 4 farmers, and I'm going to pick a woman, like a woman female that got beat up, and just, she's, you know what I mean? They didn't realize she was a woman. And she got beat up, and and then it's the sacrifice. They're gonna take her out the lake to sacrifice. And I'm gonna have a frost druid be there as we must give to the Frostmaiden, and you know what I mean. And I'm gonna freak them out. They're gonna take her out to kill her and to sacrifice her. And what they do is they throw her in the lake. Now, that's what they tell the people. But what actually happens is, and I'll just tell you right now, they take her out. The frost druid takes her out as the sacrifice, to the oral of the Frostmaiden to give us peace. And of course, the villain speaker is like, yes, we need peace, and give her what she wishes. Feed the lake and the trout, and she will promise us trout. Anyway, so what they really do is they take them out, and then they kill them, and they cut them up for bait to bring them in. Either way, whatever. But it's horrifying, and horrible what they do. So hopefully, I'm assuming that the heroes are going to obviously, and I'm going to show in the way that the Frost Druid just takes out. So that's my way of introducing Frost Druids now. And she's going to be like she's not going to be a 9th level. She's going to be 3rd or whatever, or 4th or whatever. But she's going to take the sacrifice out, and then they realize, oh, this is out here because it's all ice right here. Let me show you the map, just real quick. Targos. I move Targos. See, it's all ice out here. So and let me show you so she does a dog sled thing where she takes them all the way, the sacrifice out, and everyone's all yay, this is gonna freak out the party. And they go out. I mean, this map same way as the other one. So the Frost Druid is heading out to this place, which is like a holding area where like they have the rafts and the boats and the ruffians and the dog sleds. And she's coming along in a dog sled over here for the players. Let me see if this has got my lighting thing. Hey, where's the lighting? I gotta fix the lighting on this one. All right, I'll deal with that later. But so I'm gonna do that now. To build up then the creatures with the white eyes, I'm gonna have if they follow her and try to chase her down. Hopefully they'll have a sled with dogs. I don't know, but there's a wolf is gonna be protecting her, like not a full winter wolf, but like a second one. He's going to be chasing after them and heading them off as she heads out. And then after the wolf engages them, I think the Frost Druid is going to come out and engage them. So they'll have this fight out on the tundra. And then they deal with that and know that there's this up ahead. And then hopefully they'll go deal with that. And this will be a cool fight too, and they can get some treasures, minor treasures, the rafts, the wood, whatever. And they can return to the town and deal with that, or go somewhere else. I don't know what they're going to do at that point. But I'm definitely going to have all 4 of these towns ready, for the first part of the story. Let me just go back to here. So that's what that is. This is the dock area. They have a bunch of treasures, some knucklehead trout there. I'm going to do some kind of the wolf, the whole light dog that protects the druid. I just thought about the druid, so I haven't really wrote it out yet, but that's what I'm going to do. And here's Grendel's, the dwarven place. I giving them some items they could buy if they got the gold, or they realized they could get some gold. If they win the fight, they get 100 gold. So there's that. And it should be on a moonlit night too. I'll probably have the sacrifice or whatever. Oh, the other thing, I'm gonna somehow, I haven't fully figured this out, but I definitely want to introduce the arcane sisterhood. I'm calling it sisterhood because there's 3 wizard with females and 1 guy, and the guy dies. I'll probably make that a female, but I don't know if I like the 4th one, his thing, whatever. That, with the simulacrum. I can't even pronounce it again. But I don't know if I really care for that storyline, so I might make him get killed, but then something else, or whatever, or her. But I definitely want to introduce them somehow in here. Maybe in passing, they see them or something, like some wizards that are there for some reason. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. So that's, I guess that's it. That's as far as I've gotten, and how I kind of do things, and how I want to create an environment that is cross-referencing each other across that lake. Termalaine, Targos, Bremen, and Lonelywood. I want to definitely have the sense of a community or tension that the characters are now dealing with in this low-level adventure section. So I hope that's helpful and gives you kind of some ideas, and as you as a DM, how you can again break it up the way you want, create what works for you and what you're comfortable with and you like. If something is weird or doesn't work for you, change it. Make it so that you want to DM it. And that's kind of one thing I repeatedly emphasize here. Again, so this is the first part, Frostmaiden, Rime of the Frostmaiden for the 10 towns, the first 4. Okay, thanks for listening. Hope that was helpful.